There's one place in the world where a single pigeon can be worth more than 200,000 US dollars. It's Taiwan. Here, pigeon racing is a sport and a national obsession. Just one race can make you an instant millionaire. Competition is fierce, even deadly. It's a sport awash with rumor of race fixing and mafia. For 30,000 Taiwanese pigeon racers, it is a way of life they dream will lead to fame and fortune. This is a story of an industry where rags to riches is reality for a lucky few, and where pigeons rule the roost, but only if they win in this high-stakes pigeon game. Taiwan is an island, home to 23 million people. Drive just about anywhere and you can see these strange structures jutting from rooftops, apartment buildings, and even popping up in rural rice fields. Pigeon loft seems to be everywhere in Taiwan because fortunes are made and lost on the wing of a 400-gram bird. While other countries go crazy over horses or dogs, for many in Taiwan, pigeon racing is the only game in town. Why? Because it's all about money. It all starts here, at the local pigeon auction, where pigeons are bought for breeding purposes only. The bidding is intense and prices are high, with payments made in cash only. 30,000 professional pigeon racers dream of striking it rich. People like Tai Feng-chi, in a good year, he can earn millions, but only if he has the right birds. Breeding and bloodline is crucial. Tai has his sights set on a Dutch bred bird, Peter Murray. Tai is determined. He needs this pigeon to father a champion for the coming race season. Finally, success. Tai pays 2,800 US dollars cash, nearly 3 times the average monthly salary in Taiwan.
After securing the pigeon, I was so excited because its parents had such great flying records. So I have high expectations.
At 18 years old, Tai learned the skills of pigeon racing from his father. 4 years ago, Tai won 3 years in a row, making him an overnight millionaire, and written up in the 2001 Belgian Pigeon Yearbook. But with little success since then, his cash reserves have dwindled, and he needs a win this race season. Tai's winnings support his family, who are all involved in the sport. They tend to the 200 breeding pigeons, while Tai devotes his time on training. Tai's new pigeon settles into his home, a luxurious breeding loft in rural Taiwan. Here, future stars are bred from the best bloodlines Tai's money can buy. The Dutch bird from the auction will be ready to mate in 6 months' time, as soon as he gets accustomed to his new home. But for now, Tai is banking on the bloodline of his most prized pigeon.
I call it my super warrior, the champion in spring of 2002, still the record holder in southern Taiwan. The children also went on to win prizes for me in later seasons. After the championship race, I was offered 80,000 US dollars for it, but I refused.
By pairing Super Warrior's descendants, Tai hopes to breed an even faster young pigeon. It's August, and Tai needs to select all the birds to mate now. His judgment is based on 20 years of experience. Super Warrior's son, who is fast and strong, is placed with another pigeon who comes from a family with great endurance. This pair and other arranged couples are placed in mating cages. Immediate attraction is not always guaranteed, so now Tai can only pray that the chemistry between them will produce winning offspring. Pigeon racing in Taiwan is unique. In Europe, a winning bird can go on competing year after year for its 20-year lifespan. In Taiwan, a pigeon is only allowed to race for 1 season. So each year, Tai must breed up new birds to race and hopefully win. Every pigeon racer thinks he knows how to breed a champion. Usually, it's by looking at a bird's pedigree and race record that suitable pairings are made. Mate a bird known for its endurance with one famous for its speed, or a gentle bird with an impetuous one. In this sport, money goes to anyone who can breed and train the fastest birds. This pregnant mother is waiting to give birth to the grandson of Super Warrior. Tai is holding his breath for a future star to be born. Eight days later, she lays 2 eggs. To find out when the chicks will hatch, he listens carefully for any signs of motion inside. "18 days later, a baby pigeon cracks out of his shell. He is the descendant of Super Warrior. Slowly, the tiny bird enters the world, unaware of the fierce competition that awaits. All birds must be tagged with leg rings no later than 5 days after hatching. These rings are licenses to enter the race. Super Warrior's descendant is given the number 13, not an unlucky number in Taiwan. Prize money is raised through the association by pulling the race entrance fees from the leg rings. A 3,000 bird race can bring the pot to nearly $600,000 US. The larger the race, the larger the prize money. If illegal gambling is involved, prize money will be several times larger. Within a month, baby pigeons' feathers are fully formed, and it's time to train. They're taken away from their parents, and Tai becomes their foster father. Tai has to leave his human family behind and relocate to his race pigeon loft and boot camp, 30 kilometers from home. There, he will spend 5 months alone, preparing for the spring season race. Tai's loft is located in Daling, a place dotted with many other lofts in the middle of rice fields. This area is within the jurisdiction of Minsheng Pigeon Club, one of more than 300 pigeon clubs in Taiwan. But this club holds the most challenging of races. The pigeons fly over land and brave the oceans as well, a real test for Tai and his pigeons. They have 5 months to be ready.
I always like to race at the bigger pigeon clubs, such as Minsheng. It's more challenging for me.
Tai's pigeons will begin training for the official 5-race competition that includes stretches across open ocean. Few pigeons survive all 5 rounds. How will number 13 and the rest of Tai's new hatchlings stand up to such strong competition? Can they really win at this toughest of pigeon games? Tai's breeding pigeons have produced this group of 15 offspring, which Tai hopes will be his next champions. It is September, time to learn how to fly. For the first month, training starts at 7 a.m. every morning, lasting for 1 hour. In the afternoon, another hour's training. Eventually, each pigeon will be attuned to the sound of Tai's main training tool, the whistle, signaling it's time to return home where plenty of food awaits. This begins 18 weeks of intense training. Each pigeon has its own room. To make the pigeons more territorial, Tai bullies them into defending their home, a concept of territory that wild pigeons have naturally. All racing pigeons must be taken to the club for an official photo and wing stamp when they are a month old. In such a competitive and lucrative sport, every step must be taken to prevent cheating. Tai spent a fortune on breeding his 15 athletes, but if one wins big, everything will be worth it. 15 pigeons, including number 13, are registered. 8 males, 7 females. Competition is intense. Tai will have to train his pigeons even harder from now on. – 7 a.m. A red flag is raised to signal the onset of training. It reads, "Sure win." The pigeons are now 3 months old. Their training intensifies as Tai makes them fly for an additional hour each morning and afternoon. The coach and pigeons now know each other well.
Number 34 is a lazy one. It slows down the whole team. The others fly much better without her.
Number 13 has developed the habit of resting on one foot, the only pigeon to do that in Tai's loft. – 6 p.m. After 2 hours of non-stop flight, Tai lowers the flag and whistles for the pigeons to land. After an intense training session, Tai rewards his pigeons with a refreshing bath. December, 3 months to the first race. The coach has to decide which pigeons he will bet on in the coming season. It's still early in the pigeon's development to predict which birds will have the best chances of winning, but there are a few signs that may give him an advantage. Taiwanese pigeon breeders believe that a bird's wings, tail, and eyes provide clues to its future performance.
The pigeon's tail should bunch up when you hold it like this. It cannot be scattered like a shrimp. It's no good if it is spread out. And the wings must be like a window blind. Each feather should be distinct.
The pigeon's eyes are often believed to be the most important, but everyone has his own interpretation. Self-taught pigeon expert Wang Jinshan thinks he's found the answer with the aid of computers.
There are 10 different types of eye signs. I retrieve 14 parameters from the eye. With this, I can determine the relationship between a pigeon and, say, the weather. For example, one pigeon might perform better on cloudy days, another on sunny days.
Wang thinks he can predict the results, and his confidence is with number 13.
We are still a long way from the game, but let's do an experiment. I will tell you the results from just looking at the bird's eyes. Among all the pigeons, number 13 has the most developed muscles, the kind that does well on long-distance ocean flights. This is dangerous. I'm putting my reputation on the line.
No, you are brave to give it a try.
Will Huang's predictions come true? Tai hopes so, but he believes in a more hands-on approach to find his winning pigeon. It's all about the power of touch.
You just feel the bone. It's better if it is hard and long, but not sharp. It must feel smooth. A healthy pigeon looks like that, and it has to feel good to the touch.
Pigeon number 13, the descendant of Super Warrior, is Tai's chief bet for this season. Not only does he have the best eyes, he has the best bone structure.
For me, he is a great one. I have a big investment on him. Because of his pedigree, I have great confidence in him. For now, I can only hope for the best.
Today, a new challenge for the 3-month-old athletes. A big distance trial. Their first this far from home.
Only the healthy pigeons circle like that.
Homing pigeons naturally have acute senses that will help them find their way back home. Even if they've never been